Hi, I'm Leo Kuraoka. Really everything, but mainly pop and like hip hop slash trap music. A combination of learning to play piano, like in elementary school, starting to learn at least, and then I got into like certain online music production things. Like I started on this online DAW, which was called Online Sequencer, and it was just like, it was extremely awful, but it was like a good starting point. And then once I learned that, I eventually moved up to like more advanced stuff that actually makes music that sounds pretty good. I use like, this is hard to answer because I use like a multitude of different softwares. I use FL Studio, I use Ableton. There's like a Pocket synthesizer that I use, Pocket Operator, which is really nice for like being portable, so you can like just, it's like a notepad for like music ideas basically. And then I also use a couple like phone apps just for recording sounds to use in songs later. Oh wow, it can vary so much because like there's some days where you just have like inspiration and you can make a song in like just one day pretty much, but it'll still take a while. It'll be like there's some days I can just sit down and do music for like the whole day, and then I'll have like one song, sometimes even two songs done, like completely start to finish. But most of the time it's like a very long process of revisions and just redoing certain things, fixing certain things. Getting the idea of a song usually takes only like 15 minutes or so. So that's like the easiest part, is getting the idea down, and then everything else is like technical stuff, like getting the right sound design, mixing, mastering, all of that stuff. Yeah, I'm in like a music school right now. Point Blank Music School in Los Angeles, and yeah, I'm studying like sound engineering, music business, music production, composition for film and TV, stuff like that. Wide variety of music related things. I really like the production that Lido does. It's just Lido. He's like an amazing producer and artist. He's worked with a lot of people behind the scenes and like does his own stuff. I really like producers that have their hands in like a lot of different people's like work. So it's like you can hear their influence across like a lot of different genres, different artists. Yeah, I really like what he's done with Halsey and the production work he did on the first album Jaden put out. I play piano, but honestly, I feel like you don't need to be able to actually play a lot of instruments in order to use them in music. Like, if I mess around on a guitar for a while, I can like figure out how to like play it enough to get something that sounds okay if I like carry myself with like sound editing and stuff. So it's pretty easy to not limit yourself to just instruments that you know. Especially, I think piano is a good instrument to start off with because it's such a basic, everything is just laid out in its most simple way. It's just low note and then one note higher and then the highest note over here. So it gives you a good just understanding of how music works that you can apply to like pretty much any instrument. I can play piano pretty well. If you give me like an hour or between like half an hour, 15 minutes, an hour, depending on the instrument, I can figure out how to get an instrument into my song I think it would sound good. Oh god. I hate DJing. I hate DJing, but I know how to do it. I think it's like kind of necessary to understand DJing, at least if you're going to be in music. as an artist, like, seriously, because especially for electronic artists, you can't really do like tours and stuff unless you know how to DJ, because otherwise, like, what are you gonna do? Just like stand on stage and just have the music playing in the background? Like, you kind of have to learn at some point. And plus it's just easy to make money doing DJing, like especially in LA. There's so many venues that need DJs and really don't require any skill to get involved with. Like, seriously, most DJs in like basic clubs and stuff, it's like they're using skills you can learn in like maybe 15 minutes. Like, there's a higher skill ceiling. Some of them are like absolutely crazy, but the amount you need to know in order to be a DJ is very, very little. The most important thing to consider is sound selection, because you can have an incredible idea that would be like the best song of all time, but if you pick like the wrong sounds to do it with, like you don't have the right drums, you have like jazz drums or something, or on a like rock track, or your drums are like too muddy, too the kick is too loud, stuff like that, or just it just doesn't work together. Like, it's just so important to make sure your sounds are cohesive. And I think that's sound selection is the thing that determines how good someone is at having an ear for music, because that's the one thing you can, when you hear it, you know if someone is like a beginner or if they're like if they've been doing it for longer. Because yeah, beginners a lot of the time have amazing ideas and they just don't know the right sounds to use to make the idea fully realize its potential. Oh, my favorite song I've worked on. No, all my favorite songs are not put out yet. I have 3 really good songs I have right now that I'm in the process of like finding the right vocalist to put on them. It's like a very long process, because working with vocalists is just kind of hard. There's a lot of them will have like a different creative direction they want to go in, and it's just sometimes you need to make one sing on the track, and then like you have to tell them that you're not going to use it because it's not like the direction you want it to go in. So I'm sure they'll come out eventually. I take a lot of inspiration from just pretty basic pop music, but I also like to look at what's popular, like more underground, or just what's popular in other genres that are becoming more popular. So like there's more experimental hip-hop stuff that's just skyrocketing and getting like way more popular, with like JPEG Mafia working with like Kenny Beats. Flume has been sort of shifting from EDM to like more experimental trap. You see like hyperpop just booming and getting way more successful commercially. I like to take things from what is like on the fringe and what I think is going to be considered pop in like a couple years from now, and put that stuff in my music and combine it with just traditional pop.